1.1 place value and rounding. So a little bit of a review. I know that we did this in grade 8 and grade 7. Place value chart. What we're going to do is we're going to use this big number as an example. Okay. So we have 9,605,872 decimal 145,673. So when we write this out, the 9 is in the millionths place. So there's like 9 1,000,000s. The 6 is in the hundred thousands, 0 10,000s, 5 1,000s. So this is like 605 thousands. Then these are the easy numbers. We have hundreds, tens, and ones. And then after the decimal, what ends up happening is like we're mirroring these place values. Okay, except for after the decimal, we say the words with a TH. Okay, so tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, and millionths. Okay. All right, so for each number, give the place value of the bolded digit. So number 1, for each number, give the place value of the bolded digit. Okay, so in A, we have 1,345.87. So this bolded digit right here is 2 to the left of the decimal. So if we look up the second number from the left, we get tens. Okay, and there are 4 tens. But we just want the place value. Okay, for B, we have the 8. So this is 6,234,863.52. So just like how I just read this, there's 8 hundreds. Okay, we could also look at it as the third place value to the left of the decimal. Okay, for C, 52,872.269, we are going 4 place values to the left of the decimal. So this is the thousands. So like the 1,000s place value. So because there are 2 there, it'd be like 2,000s. Okay, D, the 2 is 2 place values to the right of the decimal. So 1, 2, we're looking at hundredths. And don't forget that this is spelled with a THS. Okay, for E, we have 39.673. The number directly on the left of the decimal is the ones digit. So we have like 9 ones. And then F, we have 835,643.4286. So the number on the right-hand side of the decimal is going to be the tenths column. Okay, rounding amounts. So rounding is reducing the digits in a number while trying to keep its value. Okay, rounding gives you an estimate of the number. When you're dealing with money, you often have to round off amounts of money. You usually round to either like the nearest dollar or the nearest cent. Okay, so here are your steps for rounding. So number 1, decide the last digit that you will keep or change. Okay, and then look at the number to the right to determine one of 2 things. We're either going to round down if the digit is less than 5, right? That's the digit on the right. Okay, then the number remains the same, and this is called rounding down. or we round up. So if the digit is 5 or more, the number increases by 1. Okay, so let's do a hands-on example. So round to the nearest dollar. So our dollar would be here, where this 6 is. So what we're going to do is number 1 is already dealt with. We decided that we're going to round to the nearest dollar, so we identified this digit here. Now we're going to look on the right of this one. So we're dealing with a 4. Okay, so 2 options. Is it less than 5 or 5 or greater? So 4 is less than 5. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to round down. So we're going to keep this dollar amount 2536, and then we can go decimal 00, okay? Because we wanted to round here. Because the 4 is less than 5, we just keep that digit, which is 6. Okay, on the second one, I'm actually going to change this to a 5. I want you guys to be exposed to different numbers. So we have 243.59. Okay, so 243.59. I'm just rewriting it. So we want the nearest dollar, which is here. So take a look on the right. The 5. Is the 5 less than 5 or 5 or more? Well, it's definitely 5 or more. So what we're going to do is we're going to round up. So the 243, that 3 digit rounds up to 244. Okay, so now we're going to consider the number 235.762, and we're going to round to the nearest. First, we want to round to the nearest 10. So I'm going to write this actually really big so we can organize our ideas. 762. So the tens is right here. It's a 5. We need to go to the, oh no, take that back. Tens is right here. It's a 3. So we need to go 1 digit to the right. This is a 5. So we round up. So we're going to get 240. Okay, and then that's going to be decimal 0. Like the decimals are going to, everything to the right of what we round is going to be zeros. Okay, what about the 10th? So the 10th column is right here, a 7. So take a look on the right of the 7. We're going to round up because to the right, this is a 6. So this 7 is going to become an 8. So we have 235.8. Because again, this, we're going to stop right here at the 10th position. Okay, 100. So the 100 is the 2. Looking to the right of the 2, this is a 3. So we're going to round down. So this 2 remains. So we're going to put 200. 200. Okay, 100th is going to be the 6. So look to the right of the 6. We have a 2. We're going to round down, so the 6 remains. 235.76. Okay, and the whole number is this 5. Look to the right of the 5. We have a 7. So we are going to round up. So that 5 changes to a 6. All right, example 2, round to the nearest dollar. Okay, so for all of these, we're going to round to the place value on the left of the decimal. So for 35, we're going to take a look at the 9. The 9 is going to round the 5 up, and we're going to get 36. For 1424, we want to take a look at the 2, and the 2 is going to round the 14 down just to 14. So what we do is we keep that decimal, or we keep that place value. And then 8852, we're taking a look at the 5, which is going to round the 8 up to 9. So we get $89. Okay, rounding to the nearest cent. So we want to round to the single cent, which is the second decimal, or the second place value, to the right of the decimal. Okay, so if we're rounding this 2, we want to take a look at 1. 1 is less than 5, so we're just going to take this number as it is, 2.02. Now when we want to round the 5, take a look at the 8. 8 is 5 or greater, so we're going to round up. So instead of taking 45, we are going to get 46. So 0.46. Okay, so for the practice questions, round each dollar amounts to the nearest dollar. Okay, so I'm going to underline the dollar in all of these terms, or all of these numbers, and we're going to take a look at the number on the right of the dollar. So for 125.65, I'm going to round up, and that changes to 126. Okay, and it's decimal 00. Okay, for 6511, I'm going to round down because the 1 is less than 5, so this just rounds to $65. Okay, for 5398, this is going to round up. We're going to round to 54. And then 268.54, we are going to round up again, so we get 269. Okay, number 2, round each of the following amounts to the nearest cent. So I'm going to go ahead and underline the second decimal, okay, the hundredths place. And now let's take a look on the right of that. So for decimal 994, we have a 4, which means that we're going to round down. So 0.99. For 1.026, this 6 we round up. So we're going to get 1.03. And for 95.348, for this 8, we're going to round up. So 95.35, because the 4 is going to round up to 5. And for D, 0.795, we're taking a look at this 5. It's 5 or greater, so we're going to round up. So we round this 9 up. 9 rounds up to 10 though. So we're actually going to round this up to 80 cents. Okay, round each of the following amounts to the nearest cent. So the cent again is the second decimal place. Next one. Number 3, use your calculator to carry out the following operations and then round to the nearest cent. So this is just a little bit of calculator practice. So we're going to go 2.45 plus 0.79 plus 8.02. Okay, so I get 11.26. Okay, and that's already the nearest cent because we have nothing on the right of it. So that one's done. Okay, decimal 99 times 25. If we put this into our calculators, we're going to get 24.75. Okay, again, this is already the nearest cent. We have nothing on the right-hand side of it. So really just reinforcing, if there's nothing on the right-hand side, we leave it. Okay, 245 times 0.14, we get 34.3, and I would do 30. So technically, like, the 0 is not going to show up in your calculator, But if we're talking about money, you always want to state it to 2 decimal places. Okay, and 1,000 divided by 3. This one we definitely have to round. It's coming up as 333 decimal 33333 and so on. So we want to round to this decimal here. Let's get this in another color. So we take a look at the right of it. This is just a 3, so we round down. So we're going to get 333 decimal 33. Okay, as a review, remember, round up if the next place value is 5 or more. Round down if the next place value is 4 or less. Okay, number 4, round to the nearest 1,000. So I'm going to underline the 4th number in each of these. So in 4,679, this 6 is going to round the 4 up, and I'm going to get 5,000. In B, 3,899, this 8 is going to round the 3 up, and I get 4,000. And then 5,589, again, this 5 is rounding up, I get 6,000. A student goes shopping for school supplies and buys the following items. Round each item to the nearest dollar and then total the estimates. So we have pens that are $4.49. So rounding to the nearest dollar, we're going to round down to $4. Pencils are $2.64. So round to the nearest dollar, we're going to round up to $3. Okay, calculator, 1456. This 5 is going to tell us to round the 14 up. It's going to round up to 15. Okay, binders are 1287. This 8 is going to round up. So that 12 is going to change to 13. Okay, and now that we have all of these rounded, I would just simply add them. So we have 3 plus 4 plus 15 plus 13. So the total is going to be $35.